Hi, and welcome to the Flute Talk podcast, where we talk about all things flute. If you're looking for more tips or lessons from Emily, please check out musigy.com for all the sheet music, transcriptions, albums, books, and flute lesson packages. That's musigy.com, MUSOGY.com. Also, if you're looking for posters, fingering charts, or merch, you can head over at our merch store at store.theflutechannel.com for all your flute needs. If you want to help us on a monthly basis, you can also consider joining us over at Patreon for as little as $2 a month. This helps us make more great content for you. Check the description for more info. Now on with the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Flute Talk podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Amélie.
How's it going, Emily?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, so this is the podcast that we do on the last Sunday of every month. We just had a little delay this month, but we're here nonetheless, and we're here for your questions, if you have any questions, and also we just talk about flute and everything fun like that. So, Yeah. How are you, Emily?
I'm good.
That's good. Me too.
It's a beautiful day here today.
Yep.
Very sunny.
Yeah.
Sunny Sunday.
Yeah, sunny Sunday. So it's pretty amazing, and it's good to go out when you have good weather like that at the end of the, end of the summer or beginning of the fall. Utilize it. It's good to practice and stuff, but it's also good to go and get some good walk in or something like that.
Yeah, you have to live a little.
Yes. And and we also released a video this past week for Peanuts. You did a little solo.
I did
thing.
a short.
That was pretty cool.
Solo. Because I heard on the radio that it was their 75th birthday of Charlie Brown.
Nice.
So I thought, let's do that.
Yeah, why not?
It's fun.
It's pretty fun. And so, in this episode, we're just going to talk a little bit about what are some of flute tips that you kind of always give out to people, and good ones that you always like to give to your students or stuff like that. Or things that you commonly see recently. Maybe read the comments too and stuff like that. So I'm wondering
things that I commonly see. I think the thing that I most commonly see is people putting too much tension in their face.
Oh yeah.
And not blowing enough air.
Oh my gosh.
That's something I see a lot.
And so how do you tell the person, how do you remedy that? How do you, what are the...
Well, first, I think it comes from a desire to do well. Because people are used to being told if it's not working out, work hard, try harder.
Mm-hmm.
So they tense up, because trying harder, that's what it does. It makes you more tense. And then, so I talk about that, but then also there needs to be some tension somewhere.
Okay.
So it's either going to be in your breathing apparatus that you put that effort, that tension. And if you don't put enough, then you're going to put too much in the face,
Oh, of course.
I think that often beginners, when they first do high notes, they put tension in their lips, and then it works. Because it kind of works, but it's not the best sound.
Okay, yeah, I see, yeah.
So they get this loop, this retraction loop of, oh, that works. But then it works, but it also has its limits.
Makes sense.
You see? So what I say is try to put less tension in your face and blow more. But yeah, basically, it's just, I feel like my students, sometimes they know it, but they forget. So for me, it's really about reminding them. And so if you don't have a teacher, maybe look at yourself in the mirror or film yourself, or be your own teacher and try to check for that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I see a lot of that. I see also fear that makes people crack notes a lot. You're going towards a high F sharp, and you know that high F sharps are tough to get out, so you tense up. If you're scared, your body will clench.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you
But
don't want to
then
have a...
If you're like this, it blocks the air, you change, or they change too much. They have a nice sound, and then for that note, they make a big change when you don't need a big change between notes, even if it's a big interval. The change in your mouth, the way you're blowing, it's not such a huge change, you know? So, yeah.
Nice.
I
That's
think
very
those
excellent.
things, I see a lot of that. Yeah. Then what else do I see? I see a lot of flutes rocking.
Oh,
Stuff like that. People don't notice that the way they're holding their flute. Like they think, sometimes people might think that their problem is like they have to work on their technique.
Okay.
But they'll be topped at one point if their flute is not stable. Because if you're using moving fingers to hold your flute, there's a limit at how fast you'll be able to play.
Totally.
Because the flute's rocking. So with new students, I look a lot at that. You know, a good test is. Can I reach?
No.
Or I can
Which
take
one?
this one.
This one?
I'll just take this one. It's here.
I have so many flutes here in the studio.
So a good test is if you can hold your flute without using your moving fingers. So right now I only have my thumb in the back and my index finger of the left hand that are touching the flute, and my chin, my lower lip.
Lower, okay.
And so all the other fingers are not holding it, and it's stable. Like I could go la 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 la, la you know.
Yeah, totally.
So you have to make that test, and if it's not stable, like you have to look for stability. We have videos about how to hold your flute and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Even recently, there was a couple comments, and I think even I read one recently. Somebody was saying how they didn't know that the right hand thumb was not supposed to be like under and curling and like the whole rocking thing back and stuff. So the for them, they were like, it just changed their whole entire way of holding the flute, because they thought holding the flute was pressing against up here the whole time, that there's only one pressure point and that these other three really are not there, you know, like they're not even talked about. They're just like, it's all held here. And I think there's a lot of that going around, I'm noticing, because it really, I noticed a lot in the video for hand position of the flute recently, like several of them saying that exact thing.
A lot of comments saying how...
Yeah, like, wow, oh my gosh, like talking about the left hand and right hand instead of just the head and the chin and the...
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer, because you have to work with how the flute is supposed to work. Because that's how it's supposed to work, because it rocks and shit.
I feel like... I feel like if you... As a teacher, if you only like practice, you know, and you don't look at those things, like it's not going to go as fast for your students to evolve. You know what I mean? Like you have to look at those basic things and go back to it often. I even go back to it often and like, am I stable? Is that my best position? Like, how is my head joint? Like you have to know where you put your head joint compared to the body, how you put your like, yeah. But you can watch a video about that. I think it's so important.
Oh my gosh.
And like, I don't know if you remember, once we were in Nashville for a conference and there was a high school band playing outside.
Oh yeah, in front of the Taylor Swift School of Music or museum or something like that. Yeah. And
I noticed that basically all the flutists in the band had their thumb under the flute.
Oh my gosh.
Like this, like really under, like the flute rests on the thumb instead of the thumb being in a 45-degree angle, basically, and pushing forward. Yeah. And to counter the rods, because it's the rods that you're countering. You're not countering the keys. You're not countering the tube. You're actually countering these rods that are here that are heavy, that are pushing things back. Because when you hold your flute, it tends to rock back because the rods are heavier. Yeah, but I'll just finish my story. Yeah. So yeah, so their thumb was under, like, so they're always fighting against that rocking back thing instead of having something solid. And that's why, like, I felt so bad. I wanted to go and tell them, but like they were playing. But I was like, I wanted to tell them, like, put your thumb there. It's going to be so much easier. Yeah. Like little things like that. And like there's thumb ports as well, or there's people who decide that they're going to put the rods on the very top.
Yeah.
And bring their head joint more
More
inwards.
inwards, yeah.
So that the angle of the head joint with the mouth is still the same, but the hand position is more like turned front.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know people who do that too.
Like Alexa still, that's how she
some
plays.
people do like that, yeah.
And
I think Robert Dick even does that too. Like it's just front facing.
Yeah. And there's people who go like basically the other way, and like it's all.
Yeah.
But you have to figure that out.
Because there is a figuring out.
And there's principles, but then there's figuring it out for yourself.
For every person. Like every person has a little minute different detail than another person. So you have to find that position.
Yeah, because we don't have the exact same bodies.
No.
And so, use the principles and then search for yourself what's comfortable and try to remember where you put your flute. Like look at the hole with the first key and see where you align it. And so that's something that I feel like people should put a bit more time into, because once that's there, then the fingers are free to move. And then just remember to keep them close to the keys. Yeah. This way,
people are sometimes even like, oh, that's interesting. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I don't know why I did that, but anyways, we'll fix that.
Yeah, so I'll just put the flute back.
For sure. But
that's such a cool little flute. I just want to say. That's Nouveau Flute.
Nouveau Flute, oh my gosh. Yeah, that video is going to come out soon.
Yeah, we just need to finish that video.
Oh yeah.
But that's like super light. It's plastic, but the inside is a metal tubing. And you even have a little, you can put it on the wall. So I can just go click.
Amazing.
And it's there. It's perfect for traveling or for kids to learn.
Oh
or
my
for
gosh.
people with like, let's say you have pain and you want to have something light, you're and it still sounds pretty good.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil a lot of the video, but the video has a lot of samples and stuff. We put so much work into it. It's going to come out very soon, and it's so much fun, that flute. So it's worth it. I don't know, there's so many of those like little toys and stuff that are coming out. Not toys, because it's actually quite a great instrument. It just feels like a great it's light, it's like an all-terrain flute. You know?
Totally.
Like, it's like the Jeep of flutes. You know, like it really can do whatever
you can
it
go
wants
and
to
play.
do.
You can bring it on a trip. You can
Exactly. Oh,
or for marching band too, it would be a perfect.
Totally. They go right back to your the thing about hand positions, and like, you know, what would be a very interesting sample to look at is like a short person playing the flute and an extremely tall person playing the flute, and seeing seeing the physiology of how people adapt to the flute, like having bigger hands or having a larger body. Do you tend to go more forward, more back, you know, or does a short person or with smaller hands have different positives and different negatives of how to balance the flute as well too, because of how large their fingers are? I wonder, because I know like people like Robert Aiken, he's a very large individual, very tall, and his hands are very big, so they go over the flute in a particular way. And he does that same thing like Alexa does, because she's a tall person as well and has rather large fingers, and she does that front thing too. So I wonder if it's a very
maybe
similar...
that helps, because like when I tried to do it, I'm not very tall and I don't have very big hands. I felt like it was not comfortable for my wrists to rock the flute forward. So I would like, I don't know, I didn't make a study about it, but for sure there's differences, and just in the shape of your hand too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like some people have fingers that are a bit more, like let's say your pinky compared to your other fingers might be a bit similar or way shorter. Like in my case, my pinky is way shorter than my other fingers. So I bring the foot joint a bit inwards. Whereas I have students that I told them to do the opposite, because their pinky is pretty tall, is pretty long compared to their other fingers. It's also your body, like you have long arms, short arms. You have like, there's like, but I think like, it's not about like making oh, if you're tall, do this. If you're short, do this.
No, not at all.
Like we said, it's like there's a search, you know.
There's
you have to do the quest.
You have to find, there's always, when you start an instrument, let's just say it's the flute, you have to find your positioning, because it's really your positioning. It's not the same as your teachers. They may help you find it, but it's going to be yours inherently. And like, you have to know that where you can have the least amount of pain, the least amount of movement in the flute too, all those things. It's super important, you know.
But like the basic principle that applies for everyone is you have to be able to hold your flute without the moving fingers, like I showed earlier.
Exactly.
So that's really it.
It's super
like how you get there might be differences.
Yes.
But you have to get there.
That's the end point. Yes, exactly. It may look different, but it's
some people don't even know that they have to get there.
Yeah.
And some teachers don't even teach that you have to get there. So, you know.
Good point.
So that's something that I find so important, and is very often just
forgotten.
Forgotten, yeah.
Oh, it's just forgotten, like you said. Like, and so that's what I've noticed a lot this month is that a lot of people at their hand position. A lot of people have been sending their videos of how they're practicing your flute method and stuff on Instagram, and looking at that and seeing how they're following along, where their hand positions are. They're getting the proper instruction, so then they're starting to, everything moves more smoothly along. You don't have future issues like, you know, hand issues, because that's what kind of happens. You counteract. If you don't know what you're doing, you're always counteracting what's happening with the flute, because you're either, you know, the flute's moving around causing intonation problems or whatever. So like, it's good to have a good baseline is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Totally. We have a question.
Yeah, we have a question here. Ericos Alexander Pangio. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce it correctly. I am tall, 193 centimeters. How should I position the note stand, or the music stand, when I am playing, when I'm standing up? Ooh. Oh yeah, some stands are not tall enough for some tall people.
Oh yeah, maybe you need to have a taller stand. But I have students who are very tall as well.
It's true. It's true.
And
oh yeah.
Anyways, like I think when you play in concert, people want to see your face, and also you don't want your sound to rebound in the stand.
Oh yeah.
So you have to learn to play with the stand a little lower. The trick is not to be so close to your stand. Mm-hmm. So if your stand is here and you're like the nose right in your stand,
how you're practicing,
then you need to have it high. But if you put it lower and you go a bit further away, then you'll still see very well. Just maybe you're gonna look down at a 45-degree angle basically, and you'll have space, and your sound will go on the other side of the stand, and people will see your face. And try to stay tall. Don't try not to
the
crouch
lean,
forward.
the flute lean.
Like we all do it, but like it's good to remind ourselves, like stand tall.
Stand tall and project.
Yeah.
You know, because you yourself are also projecting it as well. So
because of the height of the stand impacts my posture.
Ah.
Yeah. So either you get a taller stand, or you put your stand on something to bring it up, like a box or something.
Yeah, like some people buy little soap boxes at like Michael's or anything like that. There's those little things you can put those in.
And then you could put your stand on it, and then you would raise it. But like I said, eventually you also have to practice putting it down a little bit. So like I would put it at my chest level basically, instead of my face.
Totally.
And but I have to put it further.
Yeah.
Because if you do that and it's very close, like you're gonna be crouching. So if you want to stay tall, you have to put it a bit further, and then you'll look down.
It's
you'll
weird.
See very well.
Yeah, it's weird. Like when I move my stand a bit further back, sort of like I always think of it like my stand's at the horizon and I'm at the beach, you know, and I'm looking at it, and I stand tall, looking at the sunrise. I'm looking at my stand, and that's how I look. And then it gives a nice image. Also makes me feel very secure, and I have that practice of being able to see a little bit farther. I like that, because it's like, it is a different, that's a different thing too. And you want your sound to go over the stand and to the people and to the crowd.
Yeah, because if you're 2 centimeters away from your stand, right in the face in the stand,
it's going to be so noisy in front of you when you're playing. Like, you're not getting the sound that you're hearing. You're getting so much weird stuff. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. So I love that question. Guacamole Kid, he started the flute 2 months ago. So far, the hardest thing is making a smooth transition between the C note and the D note.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And he or she plays other instruments already, like guitar, harmonica, and some piano. That's cool.
Okay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's normal because the C and the D, they're basically they're complete opposites. Like there's a lot of fingers moving. So basically only the left hand pinky is not moving. Everything else is moving. Whatever was down goes up, and whatever was up goes down. So what I tell my students at the beginning is to just practice the fingerings without blowing in the flute. Just do your C, do your D, but like really be mindful that, also the thumb of the left hand obviously doesn't move. Be mindful that of what's going up and what's going down. If you have trouble focusing on both, focus on the fingers going up because it's not as natural to open the hand than it is to close it. Like that's why babies hold our fingers.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. So let's say you're on C, you lift the two fingers that are down, the index and the pinky, and you bring everything else down on D except the pinky of the left hand. And then just do that a lot. Do that, because the thing is when you're a beginner on the flute, when the flute is up, you don't see your fingers. So you have to imagine them. But if you put your flute in front of you and you look at your fingers, then you can see them. That's going to help you. Once you're comfortable with that, then just do C, D like this, and then you can start playing it like that. So I think that's usually very, like, it works well. So try that. Should work.
Amazing. Oh, thanks for the tip. Yeah. That's, transitioning between notes, it's going to be a whole long hill journey. All the notes you always have to kind of find.
Yes and no. It becomes very easy.
It does become easy. I know. I remember being in school and people...
Like maybe in a year you'll be like, what? I found that difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's normal that you find it hard now, but no, it all becomes easy.
Yeah, it all becomes easy. You're sort of like just ironing out the details because really you have, with flute playing, I think a lot of the sound comes right away if you have a nice little homogeneous sound, and you're kind of after is like ironing out all the details of what the sound is like. You're taking, it's people are too hard on themselves with their flute sound, I think sometimes. I think people should just... listen more. Yeah.
But also, like, sometimes I feel like the flute sound is such a beautiful sound, but sometimes I feel like some flutists get lost in their sound. What I mean by that is they want that most gorgeous sound on each note, but when you do that, sometimes you lose the phrase because you're kind of too much in the each separate note sounding the best it can sound. And you lose the shape of the phrase. So it's all about a compromise between those two things. But now we're far away from... But like, let's say what we were saying about fingerings.
Yeah, totally.
They all become easy.
Yes.
It's all about repetition. When you repeat a movement, it becomes easy. Yeah. So like repetition. Whatever was difficult will become like even third octave fingerings, if you practice them enough, they become easy.
They become
you don't
these
have
things.
It's at that point where you don't have to think about it. You can just
and be.
But you can get there.
Yeah,
but
totally.
It's all about how you repeat. And when you want to get good at something, take very small chunks, repeat them a lot, and then when that's comfortable, add some other elements. But if you take too many elements at once and you don't repeat them often enough, then it's not going to be as efficient.
No, exactly.
Like the best way is to take small chunks, repeat a lot. Like they did a study with people learning a deck of cards. So some people had to learn, like, I think it was 12 cards. Some people had to learn, they had 4 study times, separate study times. So first group had the 12 cards the 4 times. Second group had 3 cards per time. And the group so they would repeat the 3 cards for 10 minutes and then a second time. The group that memorized the best was the second group because they had to memorize only 3 elements instead of 12. So chunking, like we call that chunking. chunking is efficient. So take a small chunk and repeat.
Yeah.
You know, that's why like in my method, I don't bring out, let's say EJ1, like the 5-note pattern. I don't bring out the whole thing at once. I put like 2 lines in one lesson, 2 lines in another lesson, so that if you're practicing that for 10 minutes, those 2 lines, you can play them maybe 20 times, you know, and that's how you get good at it, because you repeated it so many times that at one point you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in the middle point of the show, and I just want to remind everybody about the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, please go and subscribe, and also go follow us on TikTok and on Instagram. We have a bunch of stuff there too. But also our merch store, where our physical merch is, like our shirts, which Emily is wearing, I'm wearing as well too. Plus we're going to have some new stuff coming out soon too. Plus we have our Mozart pants too. All those, the leggings, I mean, all that stuff is over at store.theflutechannel.com. And then we also have Patreon, where you can help us in another way by just supporting us. Yeah, be a patron and help us there.
Yeah.
On a monthly basis.
Participate to our
artistic endeavor.
Exactly.
Exactly. And so you can go and help us out there. You pay, I think it's like $5 or $7 a month, and you get commercial free.
Yeah. Yeah. You get all our videos for without ads.
Yeah. And then you also have access to the podcast too without ads, all those things like that, and all over at patreon.com/theflutechannel or patreon.com/Flute Channel, one of those two, but it's all in the description.
Yeah.
And then also our regular
books,
musicg.com.
Yeah, you have the methods, you have the Telemann album.
Yep, the 15 beginner lessons, also the 20 intermediate lessons as well too. Yeah. Both are selling very well, and we're getting a lot of feedback, so much feedback on a weekly basis, basically, of people really enjoying the method, sharing their lessons and stuff like that too. Also, they're sharing, like, people are sharing on Instagram their lessons, like on a story, saying, oh, I'm lesson 1 or lesson 5 or whatever. Amazing. So it's really cool. And you can get all that stuff and find all that in the description, and also check out our new videos that we're releasing.
Yep.
And then we do this every last Sunday of every month. Come and join us live with questions if you're listening to this over on wherever you listen to podcasts. And also leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. We go and look at those and read those, and it helps us be more discoverable on the podcast platforms.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go back to some of these questions and comments. Ericos was also saying his teacher said that I could practice the grip on a pencil, because in a way that can practice whenever you're around. Like you can practice anywhere, you know, like a little bit on the pencil. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, I even practice on my own
fingers. Air flute.
I just air flute all the time.
Air flute, man. Air
and
flute's
like
the best.
when I was a teenager, my mom would be like, "What are you playing?" Because she knew I guess people who don't know me think I have anxiety or something.
Or a tick. People think I have a tick.
Yeah, because sometimes I play music, and while I'm playing it, I hear it in my head. So sometimes I play and I'm just listening to it while I'm playing it. And
I remember.
Yeah, sometimes like people must think I'm weird, but it just starts by itself. And I noticed when I'm learning something, my brain's working in the background. Yeah. So between practice, sometimes I don't notice, and I'm doing that, and I'm like, oh, I'm practicing. I'm learning it. Yeah.
I remember when I was in a cafe once, and I was looking at a score, and I was doing my fingers, and somebody was in line and was happy and looking, and then when they looked at me, they thought I was either disabled or something was wrong. They're like, oh, something wrong with you? I'm like, no. And they said that. They're like, is something, are you okay? Because I was doing this. And like, do you need help?
Do you need help?
And I was like, no, I'm a musician. I'm studying. And their face went like, oh no, like they were really misjudged the whole entire situation. It was very funny.
They
though.
tried to be nice.
They tried to be nice.
Yeah. But I remember when I was in university and I was so intense on practicing and preparing some concert exams, and I would read my music in bed with a pencil like that, and just do while I was reading my music in bed.
Amazing.
Before I went to bed, because I read that if you do something just before sleep, like your brain's gonna work on it during the night. So I would always read my music before going to bed.
Amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, it does work.
Yeah. Cristiano Suzuki wants to know, do you play jazz too? I'm starting to learn and how to improvise, and it's fun.
A little bit. I'm not that good, but I want to do more. Like,
yeah, you want to do more.
Yeah, just time-wise, but
Totally.
I play different styles and I can manage, you know. But I wouldn't say that I'm a very qualified jazz player.
No, but you can play jazz totally. Like same thing. Like I play jazz and stuff.
I think
like,
you're more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable with it. But like the way you can learn it is, you know, the Abersols. Those are really fun if you
But
can
now
find
there's
those.
so many like.
There's stuff online.
There's so many
too.
lead sheets online with the accompaniment, and you can practice with it.
Yeah, some of those accompaniments are very good.
Yeah.
And so play along with stuff, even if it might not be like, just play along with anything that you find cool.
I don't think they were asking for a tip. They were just asking if we do play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, learn, and it is fun. Like it's just, I love playing jazz. It's fun. It's a fun endeavor. It's another style, and it's always great. Yeah.
But like, also like, I feel like starting with, let's say, a pentatonic scale.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that online because guitar players start with that.
Oh yeah,
so you can,
so much.
You can go like improvise on A minor pentatonic scale, and you have so many accompaniments, and you can just bloop, 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 bloop.
Oh my gosh.
And everything sounds good in pentatonic. So like, I feel like it's a good way to start. When my students want to start, I advise them to start with that.
Oh, that's a
like,
fantastic tip.
A, C, D, E, G. That's the 5 notes.
Amazing. Yeah. So yeah, and then Guacamole says singing the notes is a good way to learn. Of course, singing the notes. Those are great tips like that too. Those are fabulous.
Oh, like going, let's say, sol, re, 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 do, do, si, la, la, so, fa, mi, re, do, re, do, si.
Yeah,
like that.
Stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah.
You can sing in your flute too.
Yeah, you can sing in your flute as well too.
That's good for the sound.
Yeah.
So like, let's say, I don't know, let's say this.
Yeah.
So I'm singing and playing, and then when you play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this past month there's an Instagram there's an Instagram channel of this doctor who has a scope that can go in the nose and go inside the throat, and they're measuring trumpet players and flutists, and there's a camera in it so we can see inside our throat here what it's doing when we're playing, so we can play the flute while the camera's in the back of our head. And there's a video, and there's a flutist that did it, and it's incredible to see how the system works but they didn't try singing in the flute. They didn't try any of those cool little, like, to see what's really kind of happening in that region.
Yeah, because the theory behind singing in the flute and why it would be so helpful with the sound is that if you're putting your pharynx in the right position to sing a certain note, then you'll have like a sympathetic vibration, you know, like sympathetic. It's like when you, let's say you play a B flat and something's vibrating in the room because it vibrates on a B flat. So like your body's vibrating on the same note that you're playing.
Yes.
So like your sound will be better. So that's a theory, but hasn't been proven.
No, yeah, but this video it's showing.
A little bit, it has kind of been proven by results.
Yeah, results.
Because it does help. It does give you a good sound, I think. Maybe it's not because of that.
No, but it could be a combination.
Might just be because to sing at the same time you have to open your throat, and that be because when your throat is all
yeah, which happens while. And what I noticed that when the flute was playing, some points the throat was actually, she was trying to make a more open sound, but the throat was closing. So why?
And it did work. It did sound more open.
Sort of, but it could have sounded more because whenever she did a note. Because when she was going up and down the scale, the thing was going back and forth at different points. So you had pre-made, so something's happening while you're going through the scales with your fingers. So when you go slower, it was moving slower too. It was changing slower. It wasn't, so that's really interesting. Do we have a control over, like, do we have a pre-cognitive connection of where that's supposed to be with the finger, or do we have a control over that to make it more open if we're playing an F?
Well, if you're not aware of it, you don't have control,
exactly.
Then
so
it's just an automatic thing.
Yeah, it could be an automatic thing. But at some point she was trying something and it was moving, something was happening. So I'm wondering what those things are.
Well, there's probably a way to do it.
Of course.
To control it, but I don't think that if you're playing fast like that, you're controlling
each
movement.
I don't think you're controlling each movement.
No brain, like you can't be that much like, and that's the thing too. Like what is very dangerous, I feel, about that is to try to be too much in control, and you can't play with a lot of ease and try to be in control.
Yes, control.
You have to trust your body that it's going to do what it has to do. If you try to be in control, you're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because like,
oh wow,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean exactly.
If you're trying to overanalyze what you're doing, you're not in the flow state. You need to be in a certain flow state. So it's interesting to understand those things, but I think we have to refrain from trying to consciously control them.
Yes. Okay.
Except if you're retraining your body to do something. But if you don't have an issue, I would say just
go with the flow.
Just go with the flow. Don't try to fix something that's not broken. But let's say it could give us good insight into helping someone that has, let's say, a vibrato that starts by itself. That's super close. Like I had a lot of students that have learned on their own and tried vibrato on their own, and they didn't have these developed bad habits, and they vibrate like this. Like very, very. That could give us insight into helping them. But then after you've rewired, then you have to trust your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like there's a re-education, and then there's the trust.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, we got
Thanks so much,
tip.
Ericos,
Thank
for the
you so
super chat. That's
much.
amazing. Thank you, Ericos. Thanks so much. He says, they say, thank you for the awesome tips and tricks. Oh yeah, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. We have a couple more questions we'll do, and then I think that's going to be the end of the show. But we have some great questions here. Cristiano wants to know, can you explain the tonguing for ka-ka-ka versus ta-ta-ta?
Yeah. So that's it?
And then we have another question.
Okay, so I'll start with that. So recently, I realized with the student, one of my students made me realize that double tonguing is a very confusing term.
Oh, double tonguing is a confusing term.
Yeah, because that person thought that you are doing two things with your tongue when really the ka is not made with the tongue. It's like the throat closing at the back of your mouth. It's like, is your tongue moving when you do ka? Ka, 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 ka. Maybe the very back. Okay, you're not.
Sorry. I was just typing something.
Answer me.
Oh, here you go. Sorry, I was typing.
I was asking, is your tongue moving when you do ka?
Taka. Yeah, of course it's moving. A little bit.
I don't think so.
It's doing a movement, but it's like
ka.
There's something that's tapping
into... Is
into...
it the tongue, or is it the throat, or is it whatever?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
What I mean is, it's not the tongue like the ta.
No,
the tongue is going in the front of the
Yes,
mouth.
that's right. That's the back. That's the front.
So my student thought that the ka, you had to move your tongue, but you don't really, like, the front of your tongue is not moving. That's for sure.
Oh, that's for sure.
Ka. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's that. Because like I didn't realize that it was confusing before that day, and now I realize maybe we shouldn't call it like that.
Maybe it's that. Maybe it should be changed.
It's the same with like triple tonguing. It's the two same movements, but for triplets. Why do we call it like that? Then people think, oh, there's a third movement. No, there's just two. There's a ta, there's a ka. You just group them differently.
Yeah.
So okay. So for the ka, it's just that. It's just if you say the word, the sound.
Yeah.
And then let's say I'll play a D. So go. And then you practice taka. Do it slowly at the beginning and try to compare them. And then you can get faster. Not necessarily that you'll have. There's going to be a progression. Also be careful, because a lot of people, when they start double tonguing, they do this. They do taka 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 like a little horsey taka taka taka. But no, it's equal. So make sure they're the same length. Taka 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 taka. And that's something that you can practice.
Yeah, like Pirates of the Caribbean. Somebody was saying like
And so yeah, it's something you can practice anywhere.
Yeah.
You can go.
Totally.
So that's it. That's what I have for double tonguing.
Nice.
But we also have videos about it that talk for like 10 minutes about tonguing.
Cool. N000 wants to know, I want to learn how to play the flute and build up playing by ear, but I can't establish a proper level of how much I know. How much I played. Some in middle school, then again in high school. Can you give me advice? Where do you start?
I want to learn how to play the flute.
Yeah.
By ear.
By ear.
Okay. You don't want to learn how to read?
Yeah. You should learn how to read a little bit. That's always fun.
It's good to learn how to read too.
Yeah.
If you don't want to learn how to read, I think I've seen videos with just the fingerings.
Yes.
So you see the fingerings and you have the melody and you play along. That could help you.
Yep.
Then even when you want to play by ear, I feel like learning a little bit of theory and a little bit of it can be helpful because like let's say you'll understand that you can transpose a melody. Like transposing is starting a melody, the same melody on a different note. Maybe do that, maybe do those videos with the fingerings.
Yeah, it's true.
But if you want to learn like how to read and all that stuff, you can look at our
flute method.
Our flute method.
15 beginner
good.
flute lessons. That you start from the ground up. So
yeah,
nobody, even if you've never learned anything about music,
And it's not gonna keep you from learning to play by ear.
No.
Like let's say.
Totally, it won't. Yeah.
Like my son, I taught him how to read music at a very, very young age.
Yeah.
But he had a super good ear, and I always encouraged that in him. And so he knows how to read, but he always preferred to play by ear. And he can write music, he can arrange, he can compose, he can write full scores. He can read too, but he can also just listen to something and play it. So not because you learn how to read makes it
Totally.
like you can still play by ear. Like
Yeah,
they're not
totally.
mutually exclusive. Yeah.
And finally, but unless anybody has any diehard questions, because I know we have a lot of people in the chat, but we can answer your questions. But the last one right now is N00 wants to know also what flute can I buy and what would you recommend?
For a beginner, it all depends on your budget.
Right. All depends
There
on your
goes
budget.
from like, how much is this flute?
$275.
Okay, like I would say, like if you have a like
No budget,
275 is pretty good. There's flutes for $50,000.
Yeah, there's $50,000 flutes, 100,000. There's Maserati flutes. Like there's all types of flutes. There's,
so like
it
all depends on your budget.
Yeah.
And what you want to do. Do you want to, like, let's say a flute like the one I have in my hands right now, it doesn't really require any maintenance.
No, and it's waterproof and stuff like that.
Like you don't need to bring it to the technician.
No.
Whereas let's say you buy another type of flute. What I would say is try to take something that's at least closing well.
Yes, that can seal. Like this type of thing, it seals no matter what. So regular real flutes, I'm sorry to say, but like they have fish bladder pads or synthetic pads. Depends on what type of pads. If you get a more advanced flute, those pads will be less prone to ripping. But if you buy more intermediate, beginner flutes, they're going to be fish bladder pads. After a year, they're going to rip and you're going to have to get them replaced. It just happens. No one's ever made their pads last forever. It's just
a year seems short though.
It could be shorter though. That's what I was about to say. It could be even shorter. It could take less time or longer time too.
Way longer time.
Yep, just depends on your usage, because also just the quality of it. Like a beginner flute, the pads are not built very well.
Depends on the company. I don't
Depends
know.
on the company,
I would say a year you're a bit tough.
Well, pads can rip.
Because I've had, but
pads, yeah.
not all your pads are
no,
going to rip in
not
the
all.
first year.
A pad will rip, like a pad will rip.
Maybe a pad,
So that will cause a leak.
But I'm just saying, like, if you buy a used flute, make sure that it's closing well. Because, like, if you try to buy a cheap flute, it's all good. But then you might have to bring it to the technician to repair it. Because the most frustrating thing when you want to play the flute, and especially if you're learning, you don't know if it's your flute or if it's you. That's the issue, is like if it's leaking, like even I couldn't make the sound come out.
Yeah, exactly. The leak is a leak.
Professional, like a leak is a leak.
Oh, yeah. Even the
professional
flutist will
flutist,
make a leak will happen. You can't play it.
A professional flutist couldn't make it
sound better. Yeah.
So I would say that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
You have to have a flute that doesn't leak. So maybe if you go to a flute, like a music store, just make sure that you're buying something that's and sometimes when you buy in music stores, you also have like a first year of
Yeah, the
maintenance.
technician, and even the
for
technician
free.
checks it before
So-
you get it too.
no,
Like,
but also
yeah.
you can get like, and you can negotiate it to
Yeah.
get the first year of maintenance for free, and make sure you put in
Amazing.
your calendar so that you, even if your flute seems okay, you go a little bit before the year ends to have it checked, and yeah.
Wow, that's an
'Cause
amazing.
that's the thing, you know, like make sure the flute doesn't leak, because that's very, very frustrating.
Yeah, it can be frustrating. Totally. Oh, we have one more last question. Just Kendra wants to know a question about upgrading the head joint on an intermediate pearl flute that's under $500. Well, there's a lot of like head joints right now on the market. Like you can check out on the, Flute Center and other places like that. They have a large amount of head joints for under $500. I'm sure there are a couple of them at least.
And or more, but
Or
I don't
more,
know. He
but
just
I mean,
said that
that's
his
their
flute
budget.
is worth.
Yeah.
Did he say that?
No, I think the
thought he
budget.
meant the-
No, intermediate pearl flute about upgrading a head joint under $500. Like a head joint for under $500. Not the flute.
Well,
no pearl flute
what
under
you
$500.
can do as well is, if you go some stores like where I go in Montreal, they have that.
Yeah.
You bring your head joint in, and they'll, let's say they give you $500 for your head joint, and you get $1,000 head joint. Then you just pay the difference.
You can trade in your old head joint.
You trade in your old
You're
one.
talking about trading in your head joint. Yeah, of course. You can do
So
that.
that can help you.
Yeah, that can
you
make
know.
expand your budget a little bit.
Yeah. So
Totally.
check with the business if
That
you
you
can
want
do
to work
that.
with. Yeah.
Because a lot of them, they do it, and then
Totally.
because they have
Yeah.
they have a lot of movement
yeah.
in their
Yeah, they have a lot of inventory.
inventory. Yeah,
totally.
so sometimes they'll do it to make another sale.
Yeah. But also, like I said, try a couple. What's cool, sometimes they let you try, 2 or 3 of them.
Well, if you go to the
if you
store,
go to the
they'll
store.
let you play. They'll let you try as many as you
Yeah.
want. If you have them deliver, usually it's like 4 maximum that they will deliver. But if you
Great.
go to a store, they'll just
Yeah.
take everything out for you. You can try whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because like you're not taking it out of the store. Usually they don't really put a limit.
Yeah.
I've never had limit in a store.
Totally. And they have the Flute Center in Detroit, so they're very close. So there's also, I think, there's a bunch of flute places there in Michigan, so you can find a lot of flute stuff there.
Oh yeah, it's a big
So much
flute
stuff,
state,
so much
huh?
stuff. Oh yeah,
you
so
have a
much.
lot of stuff. Yeah, I
And,
would go
try them.
them.
Yeah.
Try them on your
Take your
flute.
time. Yeah, you can make
Make
an
sure it
appointment.
fits. Sometimes they can.
Do it there. Sometimes they can make it fit if they give you tape or something. They help you there if you're at the store.
Yeah. But like sometimes it's difficult to enlarge the tube.
Yes, to make the connection point.
So
yes.
just be careful and ask questions about that, because
Always.
you wouldn't want to get it can rip or something when it's enlarged. Like it has to be like but usually they know what they're doing.
And just
They're
ask
gonna
them,
tell you.
and just ask them questions. Like let them give you a paper, or let them give you all the identifiers about what the head joint is, what it is, like the metal, all the specifications, so you can make.
Oh, they always do that.
I know.
Yeah,
I know they're going to do
very-
that, but I'm just saying, pay attention to those things when you're there. It's like
But not too much.
not too much, but just know
Because
that
like I think sometimes people, there's this psychological thing, oh, it's gold, so it's going to sound better, and then you get very influenced by it.
Totally.
And I think it's good to also try without looking at what you're trying, and go with the sound and go with how it feels, for
yeah.
you, because we get influenced by stuff that we think sounds cool,
Yeah, no, I like it. I like your philosophy about that. Like you can go in blind, you can go any way you want, any way you feel good about how testing. It's just they
No,
give
but
you like
both are okay. But
both
like
are okay,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, at least
I think you're right.
do one blind try.
Yeah, at least do a blind try. But it's
And
like,
bring
yeah.
someone. It's good
Bring
to have someone, even
someone,
if it's not a musician. Like
Yeah.
if you have a musician or a flutist, it's better.
Yeah.
Like if it's a flutist, it's
Yeah.
like. But then have someone, because it's good to bounce
Yeah.
ideas with someone, because it's big decisions.
Yeah.
I feel like we always
Totally.
want to make the best decision. So having someone there, it can be a good thing.
And if you've never done that before, it's sort of like being, you get a reservation. Like sometimes you get even a little space to go and practice, like a little room. You're not practicing in a room with everybody. You don't feel like you're.
They have trying rooms in those
It's not like
places.
in a guitar center and stuff like that. Everyone's playing guitar outside with everybody
yeah.
and stuff like that. It's not like that for flute. Don't worry. And then you can try for an hour, however long you want. They're very patient, and they want to make sure that you're choosing the right thing. So just a little heads up of how the experience is when you do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But you're going to be
sell
looking
your
for
stuff, so they're
yeah, they
very
want to sell you
nice.
stuff. They're very nice. Yeah. And soon you're going to
Just be careful that they're not. Sometimes I'm just saying, there are some people that might want to sell you something because they want to get rid of it. It's like, just be sure that you're getting what you want.
Yeah, you just get what you want. Exactly.
Yeah. It's like that with any salesperson.
Yeah,
you
totally.
know, sometimes there's stuff that they want to get rid of.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
just make sure you choose.
Yeah. Well, again, everybody, thanks so much. If you've been watching this right now live, go and like the video over on YouTube and leave a comment too. All those metrics and all those things help.
Someone's asking where
stuff.
they can buy the Happy Practicing shirt because it's cool.
Yeah, Happy Practicing is all on store.theflutechannel.com. So store.theflutechannel.com. Also, our store page too on our YouTube channel. If you look at the tabs on our at the top of the YouTube channel, go to store. That's where our shirts are. All those things like that, so you can get everything there. And yeah. And then, like I said, like the video, go and leave a comment, go leave a review over on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Also, check out musicg.com for all of our methods, the 15 beginner flute methods, and also the 20 intermediate flute methods, plus your album.
Yes.
The Telemann Solo Flute Album with the album and the sheet music, your own edition. So you have the PDF and the album, so you can listen to that. And what else? And patreon.com, where you can watch this live, commercial free, without ads. If you don't want to be a patron, and it helps us out. Instead of using YouTube Premium, go to Patreon and help out artists. You know.
Yep.
Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see everybody at the last Sunday of every month here for the Flute Talk podcast, and we're gonna have some new videos coming out this month. So stay tuned for that over on the YouTube channel. And if you have any comments or any questions, leave them down below. And thanks everybody so much.
Thank you.